Welcome to Trappin' Radio. This is the first week of us taking over for Clint, and we'd like to thank Clint for everything he's done for me and Sarah through the years, and everything he's doing now. We just want to tell him, thanks a lot and good luck. And anyways, our sponsors this week are F&T Fur Harvesters. Everything that you'll ever need for trapping, hunting, hunt with hounds, and predator calling. I did pretty good on that, Sarah. They got a new store in Alpena. When you go up to the Nationals, you definitely want to swing by and see, their new store. I've never seen anything like it. I always think that the trapping section in Cabela's store is awesome, and this is like a million times better than that. Because they got a room just full of tan fur. They got a room where you can watch the girls making hats and sewing and doing all that. It's like a glass window. It's really cool. So make sure on your way to the Nationals, you swing by there if you're coming up through Michigan. You might even see me and Sarah wandering through there. We just walk around out there, don't we, Sarah?
Yeah, on any given day.
Yeah, it's fun to just check the stuff out. We got also the sponsor, Hilltop Outdoors, Funkies, and Alan Sayers, good friend. He's a good guy you can trust and deal with, and if he tells you something, that'll be the way it'll be. And so if you're interested in any trapping supplies, trap tags, anything like that, get a hold of Alan out to Hilltop Outdoors or Funkies. We got Jeb from Okie Cable and Traps. Jeb's out of Oklahoma. He buys furs, sells trapping supplies. Again, good guy. Jeb usually comes across a lot of weirdo stuff. Typical old school fur buyer, The only thing is I don't think he has a junkyard like they used to, But I'm sure in his heart he wants there to be a junkyard there. And then, of course, Dunlap Lures, which I'm partial to myself. You can buy it from basically a lot of the big supply dealers and small supply dealers, fur buyers, but not Jeb at Okie's. So, but maybe we'll change that. On our show this week, we're going to be talking about the fur market and stuff towards the end. So stick around to the end to hear about what's we think will be happening. But we have Rick Ingalls with Deep Ravine Fur with us from Michigan. He's a fur buyer. You travel all over the United States?
No, not across the United States. I go up through New York, Illinois, Indiana a little bit. I've got routes in Michigan.
So you travel all over the United States?
Yeah, a little bit.
Coast to coast.
Yeah. We're trying more and more.
Well, thanks for doing this, Rick. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys offering.
Starting off, how did you, there's usually a progression to everything. As my dad would say, you whore out your hobby a little bit, and then you whore out your hobby a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then pretty soon you've just hoarded out completely.
Yes.
So how did this how did you originally get into trapping? Did you have a family member that got you into it? Were you just raised into it?
Yeah, my whole family was trappers. Trapped with my dad as a kid, and then as he got older and he got out of it, I just kept pounding 100 mile an hour straight forward. And then our little fur buyer by the name of Dan Postman ended up trapping partners with him, and then we were long lining for coon. Coon market was good back then, so we long lined for coon, hit a little beaver here and there. And he was a fur buyer, and he was getting up there in age, so I worked in his first shed. I was a union pipe fitter, so I could take off as much time as I wanted, so I'd take the whole fall off. I'd take October through January off every year. I'd trap, and then I'd help him in his first shed with the fur, and as he got older and wanted to start retiring, I just started picking up more and more of I wanted to get into the fur buying, and pretty much took it to a new level.
Mm-hmm. Did when you started trapping with Dan, did you what age, what's your earliest memory of being out there trapping?
11, 12 years old.
11, 12?
Yeah, I was young.
Trapping muskrats?
Yep.
Typical Michigan trapper.
Yeah, following my dad around, tripping over shit, getting in trouble.
Everybody cut their teeth on muskrats in Michigan.
Getting yelled at a lot.
I get a lot of times on social media, there'll be guys on there. They'll come on and they say, "I used to trap." They're from Michigan or Wisconsin, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I remember when I was a kid going to muskrat trapping." That's always the thing.
Yep, my dad he did a lot of land trapping as well. I just never really got into the land trapping like I did water trapping. Back then we didn't have the coyote, we had the fox, and my dad catch a lot of fox.
Mm-hmm. We had a lot of fox in Michigan then.
Yep.
My dad caught a lot of fox too. And then the coyotes came in and changed it all.
Yep. And then the mink prices were good, so we're always chasing them mink around. And back then we got the snow early.
The same as now.
Yeah. But back then, we got snow early, so it pushed them mink to the creeks. They didn't need the fields and brush piles to hunt. Their legs are so damn short, so push them to that water, and you can catch numbers in mink.
Yeah.
It's not like that now. We don't get the weather for it.
No.
It's a lot harder to catch them numbers, and the prices are so low.
It seems like that was the last generation of big mink trappers.
Yes.
In Michigan, anyways.
Yep.
You had a lot of that. The World War II generation seemed like big ones that I know, and then their kids were, and then like the grandkids after that, weren't as even the prices weren't high on them like they were before. But I get $28 for a mink, but you go out and catch say 4 or 5 mink, one mink a day, run the line of catch a few rats, but coon were going averaging $25-$30.
Yeah.
We don't have Iowa numbers here, but it was still better than catching mink.
Yep. And back then, you had guys like Don Barron, Chuck Rose, Carl Johnson, Steve Redmond. Them boys were trappers, and they pushed it hard. And, a few of them guys are all gone now. Carl Johnson's still around hitting it hard. Steve Redmond, he's out of trapping. Chuck Rose, he passed away. Donnie Barron's passed away, and them old boys, they took them secrets to the grave with them, but they were trappers, and it was pressed hard up around our area.
Yeah, those guys were the like when the prices dropped in '87, a lot of them guys got out of it. They it was lifestyle and money.
Yes.
And it's kind of switch now with the money out of it, but until you see a peak like the beaver price, which we'll get into, going up,
right.
Then you see a spike, and then you see that it's gradually decline. It doesn't drop right off, but I remember going, I think it was 1982, something like that. They had the Nationals. Did you go to the Nationals in Gaylord?
Yes.
Yeah, I was there too.
Yep.
I didn't know you then though.
Nope, I was a young boy.
Probably chasing the same girls.
Yeah. My dad took me up there. I was a freshman in high school.
My dad made us go over there and shovel horse stalls for the dealers to set up in. And I'm like, I don't know why we got to do this. Why don't they just do it themselves? Now I appreciate when there's some kid out there who've done it for me.
Yep.
But I remember going to that Nationals over there, and it probably wasn't as big as it was. I'm remembering in my mind, but it seemed like it just went on for days. Walking through that.
Yeah, you couldn't see everything in a day.
No.
You could not. And there was so much to see. You'd go through something, then you have to go back. You just knew you missed something. Mm-hmm. It was exciting.
Yeah. But I would, with me, I remember that, and that made an impact on me with all the trappers there and stuff. And so you were old enough when the fur boom was going on. Not there's been multiple. Everybody thinks there's only been one fur boom, but you would have sold fur like in. Say like 82, 83, 84, 85, 86,
we was doing a lot of trapping, running a lot of dogs, dog shot coon back then.
I used to do that. Go coon hunting.
Yep.
But I had a blood transfusion and got all the dog shit out of my blood. I'm just kidding. But
we'd chase some dogs around all day. I remember.
I did too.
Falling asleep in school, getting in trouble, getting home 4 or 5 in the morning. My dad.
I really didn't like being out at dark. I like coon hunting if I went with buddies and stuff, but I really didn't like being out there at dark by myself.
You're afraid of dark.
Yeah,
You're a big boy. What's going to get you?
I wasn't as big then.
Oh. Yeah, hell, I've seen you let a bear loose.
Yeah, yeah. That I used to have common sense back in the old days, though. But I mean, it was it's pretty awesome to be able to sell the fur like that and stuff. And it wasn't like you talk about like the old days. Everything always seems better than what it really was when
Yep.
you're looking back. I mean. It's like with coon hunting, when you're thinking about back on coon hunting, I don't do this, but you probably do, and I know like Nick Ernie does and stuff. You look back on it, and it's fond memories.
Yes.
But the fur wasn't always the great. I mean, it had highs and it had lows. Generally, not always, but generally, if the long fur was in, the short fur was out.
Yes.
It wasn't where it all ran real high, and it's like even the fox the fox prices. That was when they went up to super high. That was for a short period of time, 1 year. So everybody looks at it as a 20-year span.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and you listen and you talk to a lot of the guys in the old days. And I killed 100 every day. But we bought fur for Hudson Bay, and I look back through some of my dad's old records. And them same guys, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it'll be like they brought in one coon, and then like a week later they brought in 3 coon, but it wasn't the $70 averages everybody thinks. Mm-hmm. It was like $20 average, 22, 25,
Yep.
Stuff like that, which is still big money.
Yep, 2013 I think is when it really spiked again.
Yeah.
And that was unpredicted.
No,
Nobody's seen that coming that year.
No, I didn't see it going like that. I seen it climbing. I think but nothing this spike, and nope, and me or nobody else seen the crash either.
No, and it crashed hard and fast. A lot of guys lost a lot of money, and a lot of businesses that got their doors closed.
Yeah.
It's tough. Because you're gambling with your money. You're throwing them dice across that table every time you buy a piece of fur.
Yeah.
Look at the price of beaver right now. That could drop as quick as it came up.
Yeah. Tomorrow they could call and say, the beaver you just bought off Jeff and Sarah, burn them.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know.
There's a misconception. People think there's so much money, buying fur, and I would gladly have anybody try it. There's a lot of risk, a lot of gamble, a lot of work, a lot of expenses into it.
Yeah.
That trapper may get $20 for that beaver, or say I get $25 for it, but something could happen where my $5 end of it that I'm making, I just ate that up and lost it easily.
Yeah.
When the coon market dropped, I was sitting on 6,000 coon.
Yeah.
That year, I don't remember what the tops was, but my average was $7.85 into them. 2 years later, I finally sold them 6,000 coon for $3.50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, I know lots of different fur buyers that were back, when it crashed in say '87. There was a lot of fur buyers that hog farmers and stuff out west that they lost everything.
Yes.
Some of them bought for Hudson Bay, and when Hudson Bay got out, they wanted their money, and they they just came and took their houses and sold them and auctioned off everything. And,
Yep.
But it's like. Yeah, they made money on all that fur, but in the end, the guys that sold the fur didn't lose their houses and all that stuff
Right.
like the fur. So I mean, there is I was raised doing this. One thing my dad always told me, he says, if you're gonna buy fur, never mortgage your house.
Yep.
Never ever take your mortgage in your house, take the money and buy fur.
Yep.
He said, because you'll end up homeless.
Yep. Yeah.
So where's your cardboard box at?
That's why I got that tonneau cover on the truck. Keep the rain off me.
You better throw a blanket back there.
I can't afford a blanket yet.
Well, a couple more years of buying fur, and you really won't be able to.
I enjoy it, though. I love buying fur.
Yeah.
I love the camaraderie with the guys. The guys that come in is what makes my day.
Yeah.
It truly is. It's not just about the fur. It's about the guys, the friendships, relationships you make. The characters that come in and out.
That's how it is in the lure business and stuff. Going to conventions. We look forward. Like me and Sarah are really looking forward to going to the conventions, and have people that we see at certain conventions, and sometimes they'll pop up somewhere else, and it's fun to see them and talk to them and see. I mean, when you see, we consider them friends. I mean,
Yes.
do you see them every day and stuff? No, but I mean, they're friends.
Yep.
That when they walk up, they're glad to see you, and you're glad to see them.
And I'm grateful for those guys. Man, those guys are the ones that they're the ones that keep the lights on in the first set. They're the ones that keep the lights on. They're the ones that keep them freezers running.
Yeah.
The one for the guys coming through the door.
Yeah.
It ain't so much anything I'm doing. It's the guys coming through the door, and I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I am very grateful.
No, that's how we feel about it with the lure business and all that. I mean, they didn't buy the products. I mean,
Yep.
McDonald's, here I come. And I'm going to tell you guys, you don't want to come in that McDonald's and you won't know which one it is. So, because there won't be no fries left. All you'll do is look back there and there'll be a 600-pound blob sitting next to the fryer. And that'll be me.
Eating my fries.
Yeah. But, so how, when you start getting into the buying the fur, I mean, how did that happen where you started,
Like I said, Dan Postman, he was wanting to retire. He was getting up there in his health. He had some arthritis and stuff in his shoulders, and so it was getting tougher for him. So he was talking about getting out of it. So I just slowly started just tinkering around a little bit, buying. I had a lot to learn, believe me. I jumped in, got my feet wet quick. I just started out small, and it's just progressed, growing unbelievably.
Mm-hmm.
Every year my numbers have doubled. Every year, and I never seen that coming. And Dan still buys a little fur. Him and I are great friends.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I know Dan.
He was just a smaller country buyer.
Yeah.
And he even told me too. He said, when you said you were going to start buying fur, he said you took it to a new level.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I never dreamed that you would grow as big and as quick as you are.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried to screw the guys around. I've always tried to be straight up with them, honest, and be fair with them.
Yeah.
And my numbers just keep up. The amount of phone calls I get and guys coming through the door. And Dunlap Lures push my name has been tremendous, and I'm grateful.
When somebody asks me who you sell your fur to, I tell them, I sell it to you, and I got a couple of guys I sell to, and but I tell them, I said, you always, whatever you've told me, you always made it right or tried to make it exactly what you told me, exactly what you did. And I know, some of the dealings we've had, you gave me your word, and you could have got more money from somebody else, selling stuff we were dealing on. And, it's hard to find a man of his word these days. And more important than that is your money's good.
Yes, yes. I've never written a bad check. Check.
So when you got a fur buyer that's got money, you better stick with him.
I have made mistakes. I made one the other day on some beaver. It was actually, I'm not gonna say his name. He called. He said, "Rick, you might want to look at that slip." And that was $161 in my favor. But there's been other times though I've looked up slips and called the guy right up. Said, "Hey, I owe you more money."
Yeah.
I made a mistake on the other end, and or prices drop because some fur prices change. If I tell you I'm giving you $20 for that beaver and they drop, that's on me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait till you get to the door. Like some of them, fur prices drop or change that price. If I give you that price, you can take it to the bank.
Yeah.
I'm not changing that. 'Cause I just don't believe in doing that to people.
It's hard to find, not just in this industry, in any industry where, somebody's word is good and, they do what they say. And it's hard to find in the world.
Yes. And to me, your reputation's everything. When you die, they don't give a shit what color hat you had on. Your reputation's what they remember.
Yeah.
And I believe in that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. See, Rick could almost be Iowa nice. Almost.
You did some traveling to buy some fur this year, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
You went out saw the New York guys out there. How was that?
Oh, I loved it. Those guys were great. Those guys were great.
Yeah.
I loved it. That was probably one of the best sales I've been to.
Yeah.
Just in the way they had it set up and ran it. I couldn't say enough about it.
Did you see anything? We're from Michigan, and I haven't been to a fur sale outside of Michigan, but Did you see anything like unusual or different? I'm sure it was an experience to see
Well,
a
like the
little bit of
fisher and
everything.
stuff, we don't have enough of them to say. So hell, yeah, and there was a ton of fisher out there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of neat.
cool.
I bought some just to buy some. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I bought them right or not, but whoever sold them was happier than hell. I can say I bought some fisher.
Yeah, cool.
Yep, interesting. And talking to some of them older buyers. There's a fellow named Tom Giebel out there. Very interesting fellow, very knowledgeable. I could have sat and just talked with him, and he talked about, buying fur back. He's been fur buying for 50 years, and, buying fur way back when in Hudson Bay, and just the stories that man had. I could have just, instead of buying fur at the auction next to him, I could have just sat there and just listened to him all day.
Yeah.
I like that,
Cool.
too.
That's the fun thing about the Herkimer Convention is that you run into people out there that have, it's a different environment, and you run into people out there you're not going to see at any convention. They're not going to go to the Nationals in Escanaba. They're not going to go to the Fur Takers in Wisconsin. They're, East Coast. They're going to stay out there. They're going to go to Herkimer or the New York or Pennsylvania. And a lot of them old guys, dealt in the fur district down in Detroit, New York. About the same, I guess.
Yep.
But, you don't run into people, let's say in Wisconsin generally, that go into the fur district, in the old days when you could, haul fur back and forth between them. And,
Another one, Harry Xander.
Yep.
I could listen to that man as just a ball of knowledge and his experiences and things. Terry Manley, how he come up through it. Just a lot of them old fur buyers and what they've seen throughout the years just amazes me. 'Cause it's so much different now.
Yeah.
The fur market isn't the same. Nothing's the same.
Yeah. No, it's
Roger McGinnis. Just a lot of them old fur buyers and the stories and how they started out, and it just amazes me.
I've tried to get Roger to do an interview. I've almost got him to do it a couple times, but either he hadn't drank enough to do it, or he had drank too much.
Yep, Roger's a character.
And it's hard to catch him in that middle ground.
Yep, Roger's a character. You either love Roger or hate him. I have a lot of respect for the man.
I like Roger.
He's always treated me good.
When my dad got hired for Hudson Bay for the Michigan, it came down between three guys. It was my dad, Roger McGinnis, and Ralph DeJesse with J&K.
Yep.
Those were the three they were looking at, and my dad ended up getting it. And I think it was probably because my dad was older than them two at that time.
Yep.
And I told Roger that. He said, I never knew that. But, he's got a lot of stories. Some he'll never tell.
Yep.
He'll probably still get arrested for.
And I can sit there and visit Roger for hours.
Yeah.
Like Ralph DeJesse, I know Ralph, who as we know about, know Ralph very well. He's from the other side of the state, and I never, dealt with him much. And, Bob Davis was another one, the whole fur buyer. He passed away.
Did he? From Pine.
Yep.
Because
Pine's Fur Company.
Yeah, the first sales I went to, he would sit up front in a wheelchair.
Yep. Yep, and he was a great man. When I was a kid, I remember my dad driving me over to sell fur to him. Another just one of them old fur buyers.
Yeah. I remember him sitting up there, and he touched just about every piece of fur that came across that table.
Yep.
You can tell he loved it.
Yeah. After he passed away, I had his old flush and beam in my first head for a few years, and then I gave it to a young kid to come through there. Want a flush and beam? Well, I've got one for you.
Well, if you still had it and it meant anything to you, don't scrape anything around Sarah, because the other day, she likes to scare me. That's her favorite thing to do. She says it's not, but it is.
She's a scary person.
Yeah.
She scared me earlier.
Well, she goes, I was out here scraping an otter, and I'm scraping, and she come out and drop something. It
was a 5-gallon jug from the water cooler.
Yeah, and she
Like plastic jug.
and she threw it in the dumpster right
And
behind
it was
me.
empty.
And it goes boom, and I jumped and took that. I was using the sharp part of the fleshing knife and rammed it right down into the fleshing beam, and cut a great big thing. I just picked it up, went over, threw it right in the dumpster because you ain't gonna sand it out. So you definitely, if the flesh and beam means anything to you, don't
let her around it.
Don't.
Nope,
No, you don't. She can be around it. She won't cut it. But she'll try and scare you, and
I'm jumpy anyway.
yeah, I know. That's why I'm giving you a heads up.
Yeah, I'm very jumpy.
Wounded and jumpy.
Yeah. Cool.
But do you remember when you got into this? Your first sale you went to was buying at? Was it?
I was right here in Michigan. I was nervous. Tracy, she's my sidekick. She's my partner. I couldn't do without her. She kept saying, "Settle down, settle down, settle down." I was nervous. I'd never been up here, them big fur buyers.
Jumpy.
Yeah, jumpy. To try and buy fur, and I was bad. I felt out of my element. It wasn't the guys coming through the door, and all of a sudden,
sure.
you're at the big show now. You're at the auction.
I used to go to the fur sales and buy, and then I would buy some fur, and then I would go, try and buy the deer hides. And you mentioned Harry Xander. I was thinking about that, and Xander's used to send a guy named Eddie up to their sales,
Yep.
and he would be over there on the phone. Calling. He must have been calling Harry or whoever, and he'd be on the phone. He'd tell him what the prices were, and then he'd come back to the table and start bidding higher or lower.
Yep.
And but I asked Xander when I was talking to him online one day. And he said, I don't remember what he said, Eddie, but Eddie didn't work for him anymore.
And it's hard. I mean, the auctions are deceiving. Somebody will see a price in the auction, and that's not always what fur market is. You get your craft guys there running furs way up. You'll see $6 rats when rat market is actually $3, and everybody's the muskrat are worth $6, and actually in reality they're not. Mm-hmm. Then you get 6, 7 fur buyers there. We're all wanting a piece of that fur, so we're going to pay whatever we have to get it. Mm-hmm. So you'll make more money at an auction than what you will coming through the door. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys don't understand that.
Yeah,
because the guys. We're paying more than what that fur market is.
Because when you're sitting at your own house, you're not pissed off at Roger McGinnis bidding against you.
Right. And that's a lot of truth to that.
The best thing you can do is have two fur buyers that hate each other.
Yes, and whoever's selling is going to make more money than they ever have.
Or if you got, where you got an Indiana guy and a Michigan guy going to a New York sale, and them guys don't want to give them the fur.
Yes. Yep, I've ran into that as well. I walked into an
auction.
Them
guys out to New York probably going to put up a statue of you and Nick.
It was funny, too, because
on a Bud Light can.
Yeah,
when I went
on a Bud Light can.
Yes, I didn't want to. The word was already getting out. That I was going to the auctions buying them beaver, and there was some fur buyers that were not liking me for it, to say the least.
Rusty Kramer will be inviting you out to Idaho and flying you in, jet set fur buyer.
Oh, it was kind of comical, a little touchier for a while because, like I said, I was pissing some fur buyers off going in there, and I was buying beaver, and I knew I was paying too much, but I was out there to buy beaver, and that's what I was doing. And it got around the point that...
Did you feel that a lot of trappers complained about that?
Not a bit. Not a bit. But I was at New York sale, and by 9 o'clock, there was already a phone call back saying, we know you're out there. I was trying to stay a little bit under the radar on that one.
Yeah, you go to a fur sale, 3 states away, somebody's going to know. Quick.
And they see them out-of-state plates, and they already don't like you.
Yeah.
I mean... it's like Michigan sale. You get a Wisconsin buyer out here with everybody's kind of eyeballing him.
Yeah,
like who's a stranger in our house?
Yeah,
it's it shouldn't be like that, but it is. We're all like that.
Yeah,
it's just nature.
Yeah, because you're used to going to the Michigan sale, and there's Roger McGinnis, there's you, there's Ralph, and the same characters are there.
Yes.
Might be one or two float in and float out.
Yep.
But. No, them guys out in New York, I'm sure, the buyers weren't exactly happy to see you guys.
Oh, not a bit.
No,
not a bit.
If I was them, I wouldn't have been either.
And it kind of settled down later on. They come up, ask who you were, and kind of settle down. But when I see a strange face, they don't like it because they know, what buyers are generally at those sales.
Yeah, your best bet was just walk right up there and say, "Ain't nobody gonna buy no fur here today."
I was at a sale, and I was actually asked, I won't say who it was, another buyer, what are you here to buy? And it was a beaver. He said, well, good luck. Well, I left with all of them just to prove a point.
Yeah.
It cost me a lot of money that day, but I proved a point.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to do that.
Just being bullheaded.
Let me know next time you're going to do that. There's a sale I'm going to go to.
Yeah.
We, we went and got a fur buying license because we're handling a lot of as beaver meat, muskrat meat, and it doesn't say that anywhere I could find that you had to have it. But I thought it's for $10, it's best just to have it.
Then you're covered.
And then you're covered. I thought about going over because you guys went out to New York. We thought about going over to that Gaylord sale.
Yep.
Just raising some hell. It's fun going to an auction, just running stuff up, and So I figured the trappers would appreciate it, but
they would love it.
J1 was up here beaver trapping, so we didn't end up going. That's the same thing that happened last year when they had it in Gaylord.
That's always a pretty good sale, that Gaylord sale.
Yeah.
Yep, I wanted to go to the New York sale. It was a bigger sale. It's predominantly a beaver sale. So the figure you can have, 10 buyers arguing over 300 beaver at Gaylord, or you can have 10 buyers arguing over 1,000 beaver.
Yeah.
So I chose to go to New York, and it was a good move.
Yeah.
I'll be back there next year for sure.
And they're I know the rat market isn't, what it was, but some areas of New York, they got, their rats are as good as Michigan rats. Not all areas, but some of them are just as good or better.
Oh, we seen some rats come across the table, and I went out there buying rats. Them rats were unbelievable. Night and day to a Michigan rat.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the difference.
Yeah, the same as the difference between a Minnesota rat and Michigan rat.
Yeah, so Dakota rats.
Yeah,
Yep, I think parts of New York, Michigan have the best rats there is.
Yeah. Because down by St. Charles, them are the best rats in the state of Michigan.
Yep.
And they're big, and Crow Island had some pretty good rats too.
Yep.
But you go to that'd be the cool thing. That's why I had told Nick that before, that I always wanted to go out to the New York sale and with the Fisher and Pine Martin. And I've been to the one. I can't remember the name of the town. It's like Honey Ho or something like that. I went to that sale, and they had a lot of Fisher and stuff come through. But I wanted to go out to another one out to Herkimer because they're supposed to have them.
I would recommend that Herkimer sale to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's well put together, well ran. A lot of fur.
Yeah.
The great people out there deal with. The trappers and the buyers alone, and the organization, the way they had that set up and ran it, was just second to none.
It's weird when you go to there to a sale like that because you go to a Michigan sale and it's run one way, and then you'll go to Indiana and they modeled theirs after the Michigan one. In fact, Missy went down there and set it up for them.
Yep, we were down there for that sale.
But you go, and so for anybody that doesn't know, what you do with let's say the Michigan sale, you'll run your fur across, and then for each different grade and species, you'll have a slip where it was on top, and then they write on the bottom of it, and then somebody like Tracy is over there writing the checks. When you take your slip over, they write you the check, and then you're paid right on the spot.
Yep.
Like out to New York, it's not that way. It's where you go and sell your fur, and it's kind of like selling to Canada, fur harvester or something like that, where you don't get your money right away. They send you a check.
Yeah, you don't even touch your fur. When that fur comes across the table, the buyers are grading and looking at it, and then whatever buyer gets it, you hold your number up, and they tag your fur with that number, and they've got a separate section set up where, say I'm buyer number 2, there's somebody running all my fur over, putting it in my own pile for me. And at the end of the sale, before you even touch your fur, some of the staff comes out and they go check your slips against every single lot number that you bought to make sure the quantity's right. You didn't end up with somebody else's by mistake in your pile, or somebody ended up with yours, vice versa. They double check everything. They bag it up, and hell, I took Nick with me, and that was my buddy right there. He carried all them heavy bags for me. That big old boy's my best friend that day.
Yeah.
But then you just, at the end, you wrote one check to the organization, and after your check cleared, they paid the trapper.
Yeah, which that as a fur buyer, that would be really nice to do it and not write 70 checks.
Yes, yes, yeah. You wrote one check at the end, and you walked out. It was the way they put it together was nice. It was they had food there. They fed you. They kept you fat and happy.
Yeah, the sale I went to was you could just tell it was. They probably don't think so because they just been doing it for so long. But it seemed like a well-oiled machine. The way they run everything.
Yes.
There was they had the food, and it wasn't like a bunch of crap food either.
Right. No, I mean, you're not saying that the other auctions are ran bad by any means,
No.
but that one just stands out as far as it was well put together.
Yeah.
Very well put together.
But they got probably the second biggest amount of trappers in the United States next to Pennsylvania. So
Yep.
A lot more manpower to pull from.
Yep. And I actually had a fella. I bought his fur at New York Trail, and he's brought me a load of fur. I mean, and there's fur buyers out. He drove by a lot of fur buyers, and he's brought me another load of fur from out there. So, yeah, it's nice to make somebody that happy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, it's definitely interesting. There's, it's not that everybody you would assume a fur auction is a fur auction, but there's, so many different, variables and setups and,
Yep, it's different in Ohio. Illinois was, or not Illinois, Indiana was different. Getting used to how they do it. You get used to the Michigan auctions, how everything ran.
Well, Nick's involved down there. He's on the board and stuff, so
Yes.
it's going to be somewhat messed up.
Yeah.
It ain't their fault. They're dealing with Nick.
Yeah, well, we'll work on that. We'll talk to Nick.
I was checking the time. So what do you think as far as fur prices, going forward? I mean, I know that like we talked about tomorrow, it could drop, but
It looks like beaver are going to hold steady, and that's about the only thing for the most part. I mean, I don't think them rats are going to look good. Coon definitely aren't. Otter's kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think beaver are going to be the thing to chase. I really do. As long as that felt market holds up. And, Beth on Yellowstone needs to start wearing a fur vest or something, get the rest of that fur up there.
Yeah.
I only got the felt market up there. I think Beth start wearing a little fur. I think that'd help the rest of it out.
It ain't gonna hurt.
No.
This year, I mean, a lot of the people was pretty upset about, thinking that, early on they were saying you're not gonna be able to move anything, but that's a good thing with like the auctions and stuff, where I mean, if you take raccoons to the auction, they generally all sell.
Yes.
And like you weren't buying coon this year.
No.
But they could sell coon. There was buyers that were buying
Yep,
coon.
and a lot of them are the garment makers. The guys know they're trying to buy low and sell high. Man, there's guys sitting on 30, 40,000 coon they're buying right now because they can buy them cheap. And if the market does come up,
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're investing in furs. What you're doing.
Yeah. So, I mean,
The cat market's hot.
Yeah.
Cats are just going through the roof. That's
so,
another thing.
So it's all, if you're in Iowa, them guys, were selling their coon. I mean, if you're in Louisiana, probably not much reason to trap, coon.
Yep.
Maybe you go after, if you're looking to, pay for your expenses or whatever, maybe you're, go after cats. They got lots of cats down there.
Yep.
And if they want to take some gray fox and drive all the way to New York, every time them crafters are out there in New York.
Yeah, some gray fox are going.
Yeah, because nobody's been trapping them.
And it's crazy. Some of them auctions you go to, you see them coon and nice coon. They're averaging $2 to $3.
Yeah.
For nice put up coon.
Yeah.
Then you go to another auction, you see them $8 to $10.
Yeah.
It just depends on who's out there and what they want for them.
Yeah.
There's small markets out there.
Yeah.
Just not like there was.
No.
There might be an order for 10,000 coon.
But
something special.
And it's like you see online. I mean, it seems like some people are just negative. Oh, it's the fur price is never going to come back. Well, they say that, and then the beaver price is skyrocketing.
Yep. Yep.
And I mean it just takes one thing, one turn of the wheel, and coon come back, or fox come back. I mean, I always thought that. I mean, if you got something that's so cheap, generally somebody monopolizes on that situation and comes out with something to sell.
Yes.
I mean, that's how the world works,
And then you hear guys say, let's hold our fur back. I'll bring price up. No, it won't. If there's no demand for it, You can hold all the fur back you want. If nobody wants that, you can have 10 trucks in your yard. No, if nobody wants to buy a truck, you're gonna have 10 trucks sitting there.
Yeah.
Everybody and brother wants to buy a truck, you're gonna get rid of them. They ain't no different with fur.
Yeah.
You have to have that demand.
And the thing is liking to do it and loving to do it. You're gonna sit there and not go out and catch fur. For 4 years to drive the price up. Let's say you could.
Right.
I mean, I'm not stopping. I mean, like me and you talked. Me and Sarah was out there when we sold you the beaver, and we counted them at $6.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, we were out.
We
there,
were so excited,
and we were excited we got $6.
And then
I didn't have to put them up for $9.
Yep. And then look at this year. I mean, it just kept. This year they started out lower, and it just kept going up, 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 up.
Yeah. Yeah, be able to sell. Like my dad would always say, he'd say, if he sold you them beaver today, he'd say, this is just like drug money. So,
and I'm always telling guys, call for current prices. You can call me at the beginning of the year, and I can say, beaver at $10. And then at the end of the year, Rick's only paying 10. Well, no, that's not necessarily the case. Always get a hold of me for current prices.
Yeah.
Because they might go up, might go down.
Yeah.
You always get a hold of me for current prices.
Yeah, because you might be leaving tomorrow and think, you know what, I really want these. I'm taking them to my buyer, and I might, if I can make $2 a beaver, $1 a beaver, I'm going there tomorrow anyways. So you might hit the jackpot by calling.
Right.
So
Yep.
That's how it works.
Yes, you're right on too. You're right on.
I can throw them on top of the pile, and make 75 more bucks. Got to go there anyways.
There's a lot of truth to that.
So how do people get a hold of you? Are you on Facebook?
Yes, the best way to get right at home my phone though. Call me or text me. That is the quickest, easiest way instead of going through Facebook, and I'll put that on there and they'll still call or text.
Yeah.
It's like, don't try and go through Facebook. Call or text me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But you do have a Facebook page with all your information on
Yes.
it?
Yep.
Deep Ravine Fur?
Yep. Deep Ravine Fur and Hide.
And hide.
Yep. Deep Ravine Fur and Hide.
Buying cow hides?
Nope.
Just deer hides?
I buy a few deer hides.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to justify the hide here.
Well, deer hides.
See?
Deer hides.
See, Rick's an honest guy.
I buy a few deer hides.
See? What do you got? Think of any questions?
No.
See, that wasn't so bad, was it, Rick?
No, not a bit. Would have went better with beer.
Yeah.
Are you going to be at any conventions if people want to find you or meet you? Or...
Yeah, I'll be up to National. I won't have booths set up, but hell, John, I run around with you guys and Dunlap lures and Sarah she
You're
traps.
welcome at the booth anytime.
Oh yeah,
especially Miss Tracy, because we know
if you don't bring
she
her,
can get
then
some work done.
Bye.
Well, that's fine because Nick always has a cooler full of beer.
Yeah,
so I hang around Nick.
Nick set up with us.
Oh,
great. You and Nick with a cooler full of beer.
What about my buddy Hags?
Jessica might let him off the leash. She might not. We're not sure.
After last year, I'm not so sure.
No, I don't think at the Nationals this year he's going to be that crazy again.
We had fun.
We did have fun.
We definitely had fun. That was just nice just to let loose a little bit and laugh and just, Mm-hmm. Should I have to be Mr. Professional in front of everybody? We just flat at our asses.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's been, some of the stuff that happened at the Nationals last year that night was talked about still.
Oh, that'll be talked about for years to come.
Yeah.
We had fun, though. That was a great time.
Make the peach brandy at home.
Yeah, no,
we gotta get Haggerty sipping on the peach brandy again.
Yep. That was fun.
It was fun with Mike playing his guitar.
Yes.
Everyone's singing.
And there's Travis Dostal and Jeff Haggerty, singing karaoke to it. Because it was funny, I mean, that's the fun thing is, you get all these stories from the, people coming in and selling you fur or the conventions. It's like I think of, Travis Dostal. All day long Travis is saying, yeah, I'm going to karaoke, I'm going to sing with Mike. And shit, he got there and Haggerty got drinking and oversang him. And pretty soon Travis Haggerty was singing every song.
Oh, Haggerty had me laughing. That was fun. Carl Johnson helped me back on the sidewalk because I couldn't find it
Yeah.
to walk the room.
Yeah, I remember that.
Zach Newman did too.
Yeah, buddy Zach Newman. A great bunch of guys. I mean,
Yeah.
no hell, we're all just human.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is in the end, you only got the stories.
Yes.
know?
Yep. Stories, memories.
Like any money we took in at that convention is gone.
Yep.
But we remember the stories and stuff like that. And
Yep.
that's all you.
Friendships.
That's all you have in the end.
Yeah. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes. It truly does.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes.
It seems to go a lot faster lately.
Yeah, it goes the faster than it comes in, I'll tell you that.
This was weird for us. Somebody actually came here and gave us money. Usually we're the ones paying out. I knew that's why we liked him.
I'll enjoy your company too, both. Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So
Well, you guys are great people. And have one hell of a lure line. And, yeah, we're grateful. We carry your products.
yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, because you could get she traps or Dunlap lures over at Rick's if you sell Rick Fur. He's got it right on the shelf, and he's got a lot of other trapping supplies. You got some used traps and stuff too, don't you?
Not right now, just because of the move. I have to build a new fur set and such, so I backed right off. It's less stuff I had to move, so the inventory is not there right now.
Yeah. Well, you might be able to find one. You sell Haggerty stuff. You sell
Yep, RBG.
RBGs.
Yeah, I have a pretty good variety in there. Very good variety.
Yeah.
Very good selection.
Yeah. So, what town are you in over there? Manistee?
No,
Or Muskegon?
Twin Lake.
Muskegon?
Just outside of Muskegon.
Yeah.
Nope.
You don't live in Muskegon.
No, good grief, no. No. We live way out in the middle of nowhere. It's all farm country.
Yeah. How far did you live from Phil Spring?
Probably 15 miles.
15.
No, if that.
Phil was I don't even know really how to describe Phil. He sold trapping supplies
Yep.
and fishing stuff, and he was just a old wheeler and dealer.
Yep,
And,
he had a little bit of everything.
Phil passed away. Got COVID, and he
Yep.
was during not the first phase, but like the second COVID,
Yes, and that was-
the one that took a lot of people.
Yep, and that was unexpected and sad. I mean,
Yeah,
he was a character.
yeah.
I always had a story. Always had a story.
Now Brandon took that over.
No, son Brandon, that's new storyteller.
Well, Phil's dad was a big bullshitter, and Phil was a big bullshitter. So I can't imagine what the third generation.
Yeah, that
would
apple's
be.
still right there on that tree.
Yeah.
Brandon generally stops over on Thursdays. He's just like clockwork. There's guys that, whether I have fur to sell or not, they're all trappers. Even if they don't have any fur to sell, they always stop in and just, they know where the beer fridge is. There's beer, pop, water.
Well, you'll have lots of people coming there now that you got a beer for
Yeah. Yeah, they just come over.
You put a couple cots in there and shit, you'll buy twice as much.
Well, we built that drunk tank. It was an extra bedroom for the guys coming up, like you folks coming up, and that was
drunk tank?
Nick's drunk tank. That's what we call it, Nick's drunk tank.
Oh, Lord.
Well, if you've never been to a fur buyer that has a drunk tank, stop in to Rick's.
We were all set up. We put an extra bedroom on and a full shower and stuff. For anybody coming from out of town, they didn't have to get a room or anything. And it wasn't nothing fancy or special, but it turned out it's Nick's drunk tank.
Well, I guess we'll close there, and I appreciate you doing it. And
Well, thank you. Thank you.
yeah.